Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Coming at you with another lesson. Lord's will, it will be edifying. I want to entitle this lesson, All Roads Point to the Motb, which is the mark of the beast, which is a major prophecy that is about to take place, meaning it's about to go across the whole entire world, where a lot of people is going to be linked up to a digital currency system by the Motb, which is the mark of the beast. The charagma, okay, which is the RFID C-hip, that device, that thing that they want to put inside of you, either in your hand or in your forehead, just as the prophecy says. And so we're getting really, really close to this thing. And it's a lot of news coming out about how everything is going cashless, everything is going digital. And different places around the world are starting to follow along and become digital. They're getting rid of the cash. And this thing is slowly but surely coming to pass. And we know one day soon it's going to be chipping stations set up to where people are going to be going down to get C-hipped up. See, well, the prophecy says that anybody who goes to get the RFID C-hip is going to be destroyed by the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai. You're going to be destroyed in that thermonuclear destruction, which is going to happen in World War III, which is also prophecy. And you should know all the prophecies, all these prophecies are going to come in the order that the Lord set it up to come in. All prophecies come in the order that the Lord has set for it to be. And we know that there's already war going on right now, war going on around the world, wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places. We got uproars of the people happening everywhere in this world. And we're waiting on the Motb, which is the mark of the beast. And everything is setting up. Everything is set up. Everything is in place. Now, we know that the central digital bank currency system, they've already started testing this thing. Different banks have already done tests on it, and they're ready to roll. One step away to activate that thing. And that's why they're letting everything go down. They want this system, this current dollar system, to crash, and they're going to come out with that new system that's going to, quote unquote, save the day after they let this dollar completely crash. Now, from there, let's start out with this video clip. It's basically going into how this whole world is going cashless. Let's roll it.
Cashless society.
Cashless society.
Cashless society.
Cashless society. Cashless society.
Cashless society.
If we go to that future, digital cash, we're at a crossroads because we have to choose between two possibilities. One is digital cash that's run by corporations that act not only as intermediaries in all of our payments, but also act as deputized members of law enforcement for every government and or intelligence agency and or dictator who co-opts them to their means. That type of finance takes the worst of surveillance capitalism and the worst of surveillance states, merges them together in this fascist dystopia where every transaction you ever made tells something about your habits, your politics, your associations, your movement, your physical location. On the one hand, all of this data gets collected and shared among all of the intelligence agencies and corporations, or leaked. And on the other hand, if the people in power choose to, they can decide to debank you overnight. They turn off the switch. Now imagine what happens if your bank account is shut down and cash doesn't exist. Well, you can't eat. You can't buy food. Done.
They already told us to prepare for this all-digital future. We've been reporting it here on the show. In 2019, the CEO of Bank of America, not a small bank, said that it costs them billions of dollars to have to deal with cash. They hate cash. They told us as way back in late 2019. They don't want cash. They want an all-digital future. Here's the CEO of Bank of America.
We want a cashless society. It costs us $5 billion for checks and cash to move around our company.
You want a cashless society?
We are driving towards a faster, but we have more to gain than anybody in a sense from a pure operating cost. And so we're driving it, and the cost will come down, and everything's happening, and the costs are already very low. It's very efficient, very little fraud when you actually look at the volumes going through.
So we hate cash. We want a cashless society. Bank of America CEO. And that's why this is all part of the World Economic Forum's plan. Klaus Schwab and their move to digital and digital IDs and digital infrastructure.
And you know they're going to go to implanted RFID. I mean, you know that. I mean, it's coming. And you know what you will do? You'll do it. You'll just do it. And I know people who will run to be the first on their block with the implanted.
Hey, so as you can see, this thing is real. Okay, so this digital, the central digital bank currency system is definitely something that they want to push and that they want to have implemented. The World Economic Fund, from them to all of the banks. And another thing you should know, a lot of banks are closing. A lot of banks are closing. It's whittling down to the major big banks. And that's what's going to be left ultimately. And those major banks, however many that they already know what it's going to be, they already know what it's going to whittle down to. Those banks are definitely going to be the main players that's going to be a part, okay, of this digital banking system, this digital currency system, which is already set up. Only thing they got to do is basically activate it. But everything got to go in order. See, they're going to crash this dollar, and then the chaos is going to ensue, and then they're going to come out with this Motb, this digital bank currency system, which is quote unquote is going to supposedly save the day. But this is what they want all along. See, and like the guy said in this video, people are going to be lined up waiting to get it. See, we've been right all along. GMS, from the apostles and the elders on down, we've been saying for years and years and years that the Motb is the RFID CHIP. See, a physical mark that these devils want to put on people. They want to be able to track you. They want to know where you're at. They want to know what you're buying. They want to be able to dictate what you can buy, when you can buy it, how much you can buy. Basically total control. So all these groups out there teaching about how, it's sin, it's an embargo, it's sleeping with white women, it's a picture of Jesus, all of this complete madness. We know that that's nothing but false doctrines. And that the Lord was going to deal with them. They're going to be dealt with by the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But we here to tell you that we got it right here at GMS. And like-minded brothers out there teaching and pushing that the Motb is the RFID CHIP. Now, from there, I want to get this playing out that video. Australia is one of the main countries going cashless. As you can see from the headlines, it says, major Aussie bank to scrap cash this month. And that was 6 hours ago. An Australian bank will go completely cashless from later on this month as it switches to fully digital offering. So this thing is real. It's right there in your face. If you can't get it, you just can't get it. See, it's not meant for you to get this thing. But for those who are the Lord is working with, it's going to be made plain. It says all Macquarie Bank branches go cashless and shift to digital. Moving down, it says CBA responds to customer uproar over bank going cashless. See, everybody ain't on board, but they pushing it on through. See, they pushing it on through. Australia Commonwealth Bank says no to scrap ATMs, which that's just to lighten the blow for people over there tripping out about it going cashless. But ultimately, that's what's going to happen. Not just there in Australia, but all over the entire world. This thing is going to be global. See? It's going to affect everything and everybody everywhere. Now, from there, here's the article. It says Macquarie Bank go completely cashless this month. An Australian bank will go completely cashless from later on this month as it switches to a fully digital offering. And they've already done test runs last year with different major banks right here in Babylon the Great. See, right here in the States, they've already ran tests. They already know how this thing is going to work. They already got it in place. It's all set up. It says Macquarie Bank customers will no longer be able to use cash at its branches from later on this month as part of its transition to a fully digital model. So it's not just hearsay. It's not just us just speaking foolishness. We're speaking the truth. And that's what you're going to get. We're going to give you the 100% truth. And the truth is that mark, okay, talking about in Revelation chapter 13, that mark is the RFID chip. And this is one thing you cannot get wrong. This is one thing you do not want to get wrong. There's going to be a lot of people. You're going to be tested in that day. Your faith is going to be tested in that day. You say you believe in the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Well, it's going to be proven in that day. And this article just goes on to break it down about how they're basically transitioning and they're getting away from cash over there. That's what's happening there. It's going to happen here. It's going to happen all over the world. As a matter of fact, this just came out in the news. It says Zimbabwe unveils gold-backed CBDC, which means central bank digital currencies. It says Zimbabwe is debuting a gold-backed digital currency as it battles an inflation crisis. It says the country's central bank says the tokens set to launch Monday, May the 8th, will expand the value preserving instruments available in the economy, the Financial Times reported. It says this was in reference to the steep decline of the value of the Zimbabwe dollar, which has dropped by more than half since the end of last year, falling to about 2,200 against the US dollar. And this is no coincidence. Currencies are failing all over the world. And we know we got that BRIC system. They completely, those countries like Russia and China and other countries that have joined, they're going by a gold-backed dollar system, which is going to be digital too. Just like this right here, this is a primal example. It says the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe says digital tokens will be backed by gold. See, just like BRICS. It says in its reserve, it can be redeemed at international prices after 180 days, but analysts have called the plan a distraction from the core of causes from the country's currency troubles, news outlets said. But these people over there in charge, they know exactly what's going on. They know exactly what's going on. They know exactly why their dollar is failing, and they know exactly what they're setting up. I'm going to skip down. It says the launch of Zimbabwe's digital currency comes as a host of countries look to launch their own central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, with various degrees of success. And this is, like I said, this is going to happen all over the world. This is the prophecy. And we seeing it come to pass right before our very eyes. So any of them groups out there teaching you that madness and that foolishness of that the RFID CHIP is not the mark of the beast, you need to get away from them. They leading you down the wrong path. And if they're making up BS about that, what else are they messing up concerning prophecy? Which none of the prophecies of the Lord you don't want to get them. You do not want to get any of them wrong. So you got groups out there basically breaking down the scriptures wrong, breaking down the prophecies wrong. This is not a group that you want to be following. See, because these prophecies are going to be critical. As the scriptures say, wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of thy times. How you going to be stable if you got the wrong breakdowns of what the Motb is? How you gonna make it if you don't believe there's going to be a Jacob's trouble, a time on earth as there's never been? See, how you gonna be prepared for these things if you got people out there breaking it down, teaching you wrong? These things are gonna prove critical, okay, very critical in the time that's coming, and everybody's faith is going to be tested. And the ones that just are believing in just the false doctrines, they're just gonna roll down and they're gonna take it. Other ones, they're going to be confused. It's going to cause a lot of confusion when it actually takes place. See? But we already know we're teaching it the correct way. And that's the way you want to be. Now from there, let's get a quick definition of the central digital bank currency. It says CBDC is a digital form of a nation's currency. It says issued and regulated by the central bank, facilitating electronic payments and financial stability. It says since many countries are working on their own CBDCs, as you can see, this is a fact. All the countries are working on this. All the countries are going to have this around the world. It says there will likely be differences on how they work, but they will follow the same basic model. You best believe all that's going to be linked up. It's going to be all linked up. This is the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And you can see the RFID CHIP is also digital. And they've been working on this thing for years. And they've been slowly working people into this thing, whether people have been noticing it or not. It says, let's get this right here, because first you had your credit cards and they had a swipe. You could swipe it. It says the invention of swipe cards in 1970 did not actually change the way that shops accepted cards until the first bulky electronic card machine was launched by Visa in 1979. That's when they started swiping. See, everything was a swipe. Everything was being swiped by the cards in your hand, which was then digital. See, linked up to the bank. And now, this is what we're currently doing. As you can see here, we're using our phones, we're using our cards, we're using the chips. We're just touching it, touchless, contactless payments. See? So now they moved away from the swiping, even though they still offer that. Now you got it in your phone. That RFID technology is in your phone. People are tapping their phones. See? People are tapping their phones. Tapping cards. See, wherever that technology is put into, they can put it into anything. They can put it into wristbands. See, and this is where this is moving, where people can see it or not. And we know they got this at the Whole Foods and places like that. They got the palm readers. See, palm readers. They already got these in the stores. Another step towards the Motb. See, this devil knows what he's doing is gradualism, getting people trained, okay, to move into using that RFID CHIP, which they want to put inside of you. Now from there, this is it right here. You see how this is the thing that they want to put in you. This is the device that they're going to use to get it inside of you. And who knows, they could have it all automated. They could have it all automated where people just go get in line and it automatically hooks you up with this thing. And you can see where it goes. They want to put it in your hand. You see it right here. This is where this thing is leading. See? Now from there, there's a company right here. They already got it. Walletmore. They already got the product. See? This is the technology right here. And this is a lady demonstrating how she doesn't have a card in her hand. She don't have a phone in her hand or a watch or a wristband or anything. Why? Because it's in her. And that's ultimately what these devils want. They want it in you. So you can't leave without it. They're going to come out bragging about how, hey, you can't lose it. You know, it can't be stolen because it's always with you. And that's the thing. It's always with you. You can't take it out of you. They're going to be able to know where you at. They're going to know who's using it. It's going to be linked, that the digital information inside of that C-hip, okay, is going to be hooked up to whoever that person is. All the information will match. They can have everything in there. Your banking information, how much money you got, your medical information, any kind of information that they want to have in there, insurance information, everything can be put into that chip. See? Once they scan that chip, it'll be linked into their system and they can pull up all your data. And this is where this thing is going. See? This is where it's all leading to. And people out there teaching you any different, hey, you need to get far, far away from them. Things is getting really, really serious right now. Things is ramping up all over the world. See? We know that this is about to come out because, hey, World War III is not going to pop off. No matter how hot it gets, no matter how many threats is being slung out there in the world, this is going to come out first. Okay? According to prophecy, this has to come out first, and it's going to be fully implemented. Yes, they'll start out with talking about how convenient it is. They'll use celebrities. They'll do all kinds of things to get people to do this and take this thing. Well, the elect of Israel, if you're of the elect, you're not going to take this thing. See? Even if you have to become a martyr, you're not going to take it. But the ones of our people that take this thing, they're going to be destroyed in that lake of fire completely. Now, from there, let's get some scriptures. And let's start out in the book of Isaiah, chapter 31, and start at the top. Isaiah, chapter 31 and verse 1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And this represents Babylon the Great. See, aka America. It says, woe to them, meaning destruction to them. That go down to Egypt for help, that stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And that's the difference right there. A lot of our people, they ain't going to think twice about the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Even the ones who go to these churches who claim they believe in the Most High, who claim they believe in the Lord, they're going to be lined up. Matter of fact, they probably have meetings about how you should get it. See? Because a lot of these pastors in these churches, they linked up, man. They hooked up. They linked in right along with it. They're going to be down with this devil when he comes out with the Motb. Why? Because a lot of them, they hooked up with that 501c3. See? They done made that covenant with the devil. There's only certain things they can and cannot do when you get that thing. So they all hooked in. And they like that tax exempt money. So you know they're going to be down. A lot of these pastors and things is wicked. They into money. And that's what it's not. That money is not going to save you in that day. You're going to need the Lord with you. You're going to need to have faith and believe in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai in that day. your money is not going to profit you. See, you're going to have to make a serious decision in that day when that RFID hip becomes mandatory. And a lot of people, either you're going to be clueless, you're just going to follow along like a blind person led to the destruction, or you're going to know. You're going to know about it, and you're going to have faith, and you're going to believe. See, it's going to be many people out here deceiving in that day, telling you that it's okay, telling you it's good. Just like when they came out with that serpent's juice. When they came out with that, you had leaders, even in Israel, you had leaders in these camps. You had leaders in these different churches. They were all saying, hey, it's good. You go ahead and do that. And that's what's going to happen in that day. Because when that thing came out, that was a test run. That was a test run. See how many of you people was going to be down with that thing. But as the scriptures say, you're not supposed to trust. The scriptures say, never trust thy enemy. See? Everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not your friend. And these devils, all these nations and these peoples and these false leaders and pastors and things are going to be pushing you to get this thing. And they going to be down. They're going to be pushing it on their flock. They're going to be telling them it's okay. It's not the Motb. It's not the mark of the beast. They're going to be saying and doing any old thing that they can to get their congregation to be down with this thing. Because ultimately they are not with the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, verse 2, it says, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words. And it's going to be a lot of evil brought on all you 2/3 jakes out there. Anybody who's down with this beast system, you want to be hooked up with that RFID hip, the Lord's going to bring evil upon you. And as it says in the book of Revelation, chapter 16 and verse 2, it's going to leave a grievous sore on you. See, that stuff ain't supposed to be in you with them radio frequencies and things. So you're going to get messed up out here for all the ones who take it. It says, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. It says, now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High, on their horses flesh, and their horses flesh and not spirit. And this is the thing. If you a true believer in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you're going to believe. You're not going to be trusting in man. You're not going to trust in man. And the ones that follow man and to do the things that he say do, go against what the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai told you not to do, which is not to take it, which is not to take the Motb, you're going to be destroyed. It says, when the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. That's exactly what's going to happen to a lot of our people. See? And even these heathens, they understand what it is. They know what it is. See? But they're not set to be delivered. They don't have salvation. So whether they take it or not take it. See? But you Israelites, if you're of the elect, you're not going to take it. If you're not, you're going to be down with it, and the Lord is going to destroy you in that lake of fire. Now, let me get that verse in the NIV. It says, but the Egyptians are mere mortals and not the Most High. Their horses are flesh and not spirit. And when the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai stretches out his hand, those who help will stumble, and those who are helped will fail, and all will perish together. See, the Lord ain't playing. The Lord is not playing. All our people who trust in this devil, trust in his ways, want to be a part of the system. They got their money. They don't want to lose out on being a part of this quote unquote wicked society. You got a choice to make. If you take it, you're going to be destroyed. The Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai is going to destroy you. You're going to be burnt up in that lake of fire. Period. And there's no way around it. It's going to be either A or B. Either you're going to take it or you're not going to take it. There is no in between with this thing. Now from there, let's get the prophecy in Revelation. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13. And we'll start at verse 16. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, and he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. That he is talking about these devils. See, this is talking about this beast system. See, all of these countries eventually is going to be hooked up and set to try to push this on the people in their countries. This is going to happen all over the world. And as you can see here, it don't matter. Small or great, rich or poor, free or bond. They're going to be trying to get everybody hipped up. See? Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. See, that's what it's coming down to. This is a very serious prophecy. And this is a big deal. This is the big deal. You're not going to be able to buy or sell without this thing. Basically, if you don't take it, you're going to be outcast. You're not going to be a part of this regular system that they're setting up, this beast system. You're just going to be out. See? And you're going to have to rely solely upon the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai in that day, and that he's going to take care of you. Make sure you got a place to stay. Make sure you eat in that day. Make sure you drink. Make sure you're good. You're going to have to believe in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Ultimately, that's what it's coming down to. Ones that's going to take it and ones that are not going to take it. And all these false teachers and leaders out there teaching false doctrines, the Lord is going to destroy them. And the ones that believe it, hey, as the scriptures say, the deceived and the deceiver are his. The Lord ultimately set up these people, these false prophets, and he set them up to take down the ones that are ultimately not of the elect. Now let's get this in Revelation 14. Revelation 14. This is what the Lord is going to do for all the ones who take it. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 14, and verse 9. It says, and a third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark, see, in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, his righteous anger. The Lord is going to pour out his wrath on anybody who take this thing. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. And if anybody can make you be tormented in fire and not just be burnt up quick, like a lot of jakes think it'll be quick, I could just take it and I can eat, and then the Lord, he, I might get burnt up, but it's gonna be so quick I ain't gonna feel it. But that's not what the Lord says here. It says he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. So you don't want to have no part of that. The Lord controls everything. He set up time. He can make a second feel like a year. The Lord can do that. He can control all of that. And that's the thing that people don't understand about the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai. He created everything. If he wants something to be real bad for you during that time, he can turn it up to the degree that he wants it to be. It says, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, which is Yahushai. That's what's going to happen to all you 2/3 jakes out there Any of you heathens, all you're going to be burnt up and destroyed in that lake of fire. And this prophecy right here is real. This is going to happen. See, this is going to happen. Make no mistake about it. This is nothing to laugh at. This is nothing to sneeze at or to think we're just wasting our time. Because we bring these prophecies out over and over and over. Why? Because the Lord commands us to do this. He's building us up. He's getting us ready. This is going to prove very beneficial to the elect in that day. And that's what it's all about, having faith and being built up. See, to where you won't be in a position to where you're going to be weak. See? And get in that line and take that C-hip. That's what you don't want to be. You want to have faith, not physical strength, but spiritual faith and believing in the Lord no matter what. No matter if days go by, you ain't had nothing to eat, just believing that the Lord is going to come through. See, everybody is going to be tested in that day. You're going to be tested, and you're going to have to believe in the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. For real, for real. Now from there, let's get this in the book of Ephesians. Chapter 2 and verse 8. It's going to come down to faith. And I'm talking about real faith. Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, for by grace ye are saved through faith. And that's what's going to save the elect. Ultimate true faith. It says that, and that not of yourselves, it is a gift of the Most High. Not of works, lest any man should boast. So the Lord is controlling this thing. It don't matter who you are. You can be out here proud, talking about how you ain't going to do this and you ain't going to do that. You're not in control of that. The Lord ultimately already called this thing before the foundation of the earth. He already knows who's going to do it and who's not, who's going to take it and who's not going to take it. This thing is controlled by the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. And the ones that the Lord has blessed with the gift of faith to believe no matter what, especially during that time, those are the ones set to receive salvation. Those are the ones that's going to make it. And so we hopeful. We hopeful we're of that number. You're going to need faith. I mean, real faith. This is Romans. Let's get this in the book of Romans, chapter 10 and verse 17. It says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. And so hearing these prophecies, hearing these scriptures over and over and over is a blessing. See, because the Lord is building you. He's building up your faith. Hearing this word is beneficial to your spirit. See, these are the words of the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. And when you hear these prophecies and you understand the breakdowns in these scriptures, the Lord is building you up every time you hear these things. So you can never hear the scriptures or the prophecies too much. Now that's crazy for anybody to say, you already taught on that. You already broke that down. Why are you going over that again? Well, that's madness, because we know our faith is coming by hearing this word over and over and over. Now from there, let's close out here. Let's close out in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 6. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. See, the Lord is all about faith. See, we're about faith. This is faith-based. And as you can see here, it is impossible to please the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shai, if you don't have no faith. So that means if you don't have no faith, he is not pleased in you. It says, for he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is. See, you must believe that the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is the Most High. You must believe. You must believe in that day. You're going to have to believe. You're not going to rely on man. You're not going to rely on this devil system. You're not going to rely on people. You're going to be relying on your Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushua in that day. See? The Lord is going to have a way of escape. He's going to make a way. He's going to have his angels out here. See? Going to have certain men of the Lord set up out here for different women. That time is going to be a very, very serious time. And the Lord is going to put everything in place for the elect in that day to make it. See? Whether you be beheaded for the testimony of Yahweh Shai, you refuse to take it all the way until the end, that was your lot. The Lord going to put the spirit on you, and that's what's going to happen. But ultimately, everything has already been called. The Lord has already spoken. We're just hopeful that we're of the elect and that we do not take it. See? Because ultimately the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua is in control of this thing. And everything, like I said from the beginning, all roads is pointing to the Motb, which is the RFID CHIP, and which is going to be coming out real soon. So with that, I hope that you were edified by this lesson. I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.